Tom had a special bond with a black bear named Coco in the park. Coco has spent his whole life in a cage, surviving on scraps from the park staff and the visitors. It was like a living statue. Tom felt a connection with Coco, as he also felt trapped in his own life. Tom noticed that Coco's fur was getting whiter. Coco was 32 years old, almost reaching the record for a black bear in captivity. Tom was in his prime, but he had lost his father in an accident a year ago and had been depressed ever since. One day, Tom saw online that the bear in the park was starving. He pitied Coco for being locked up by humans and never experiencing freedom. Coco's cage was high and thick with wires blocking the light. There was only a small hole for drainage in the corner. Tom often brought leftover food from home and fed Coco through the hole. Sometimes, other visitors came to see the bear and threw food into the cage. They treated Coco as an attraction, not a living being. Coco never left its cage, not even once in 30 years. Coco depended on the park staff for food. They changed over time, and now it was an old couple. They fed Coco every day and cleaned its waste, but they didn't care much. Tom saw them giving Coco spoiled soybean dregs and cornmeal. The park was not a suitable place for a black bear, let alone the cave. While other bears climbed trees, ran, and swam in the wild, Coco could only walk around in the small space and look at the sky. If it had been born in a zoo, it might have had a better life as a bear. But Coco didn't have that chance. The only thing that Coco did like a bear was hibernating. In autumn, it gathered the fallen leaves into its hut and made a bed for winter. In 2021, Tom started visiting Coco more often. He sometimes brought boiled eggs or sausages for Coco. He also took videos of Coco and posted them online. After that, Coco's life improved a bit. It had more food to eat, thanks to Tom and others who saw his videos. Tom's mother cooked noodles for Coco. A fried meat seller near Tom's home packed some meat for Coco. A hot pot restaurant that closed down gave all its leftovers to Coco. Feeding Coco became popular for a while. When Tom went to see Coco, he found many people throwing food into the cage. Coco was so hungry that it grabbed the food with its paws and ate it quickly until it was full and went back to its hut. After a few months of this, Tom noticed that Coco looked healthier and happier. Coco walked normally and moved faster. But in December 2022, things changed again. COVID-19 spread to this city and people stayed at home. Coco had to eat cornmeal again. A week before Christmas Eve, Tom got infected too and couldn't visit Coco anymore. He saved some food for Coco and hoped to see it again when he recovered. But his grandpa died. Tom felt sad but also calm. He realized he couldn't control everything and he had to move on. In 3 years of pandemic, he lost two elders in his family. His life was like Coco's in the cage with no freedom or joy. The game of Go classes also lost students because of travel restrictions. He had less income and lived more frugally than before. The only thing that made him happy was feeding the bear. After New Year's, the park reopened and people came back. Some of them fed Coco again. Tom brought some food for Coco too. The cats also came to steal some food from the cage, but Coco didn't mind. Tom felt peaceful watching this scene. He didn't know how long he could be with Coco, just like he didn't know how long he could be with his mother, grandma, and granny after losing his father and grandpa. The trees in the park were bare, except for a cypress tree next to the cave that was still green. It grew taller and stronger every day. Tom wished that Coco could live longer too,